Besides murder. Like if you got murdered, right?
That's not a distraction, that's an end cap.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
I wasn't sure what kind of murder you're talking about.
Yeah,
murdering our
like,
characters? No, legit murder, apparently.
Apparently.
Alright.
Welcome back to the Writing Inquisition. I'm Carol Benton.
I'm Marie Allen. I'm EmRose and I.
And this episode we're going to be talking about probably the biggest enemy to writing ever, and that is distractions. So just a quick warning, it is really, really, really hot in California right now. So we have the balcony door to Marie's apartment open, and we have a fan like right next to...
Because we don't have air conditioning in here.
Which is dumb, but
yeah,
it is what it is. So if there's a little bit of noise interference, sorry, but we kind of need to not turn the apartment into a sauna.
Yeah, we don't want to melt.
Yeah.
I'm already slightly melting.
And Wicked Witch flashbacks. So, getting into distractions. I think it's fairly safe to say that distractions can just straight up put a halt to any progress on writing. Like, there's just a lot. There's a lot of possible distractions. Sometimes they can end up being slightly productive, but most of the time they're just like, oh, look, shiny.
Yeah.
So there's that. You have like family interruptions, you have friends interruptions, because we are still human, we do kind of need social interactions.
Yep.
Like, EmRose and I have been here for like an hour and a half
ones,
now.
Bathroom.
Human
food,
needs. Sleep. Romantic entanglements. We kind of have the full spectrum of engaged, dating, and looking for love. We'll get you there at some point.
I have a dog.
Yes. And the dog is so cute.
Oh my god. She is adorable.
Yeah. So it was like 2 weeks ago that
I wanted to steal
hung
her.
out. Yeah. Like you and I both wanted to steal Ray and just take her home and cuddle. Like she's still in that puppy stage where like she's about a third of the way fully grown, but her legs are too long for her body and she has no concept of spatial awareness.
Are too big and ears are floppy and super warm.
Yes.
She's warm all over. She's
warm and soft everywhere.
So cute.
And this is a lab, so like a black lab at that. So for those of you who have not had a black lab, the body fur tends to get wiry as they get older, but like the ears still stay really, really soft, but for various reasons things change as you get older. You may have noticed this about humans as well.
My dog Claude was always very soft though, but he was half black lab, half German short hair, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Like the mix probably affected that.
Probably.
Like, the first dog that my family had was a full-on black lab, and he was an idiot, but we loved him.
So, just speaking of distractions, this is a good example.
Yes. I mean, by now you should know us well enough to know that we get off topic very quickly. And we go off on tangents all the time. So tangents can also be a bit of a distraction. So we said family, friends, love life, bodily functions, internet.
Yes, internet.
The helpful demon that is the internet.
Yes.
And all sorts of things. Like we were just talking earlier about how stress can seriously affect how much or how willing you are to get any writing done. And for all three of us, it's
stress and any other kind of mood that puts you in sort of like a downer mood really could really hinder all of that.
Yeah, and to be fair with the mood stuff, you can channel it, but it takes a lot of effort to do it. Like, if you're in a very bad mood, then you can write fight scenes, or death scenes, or just something to channel it into the writing and keep the writing going, but it can be really, really difficult, and it can make a huge impact on, like, the fluidity of your own writing, because it's a pain in the ass.
So then you have to, like, even get motivated to start when you're in the bad mood, instead of just being like, I'm in a bad mood, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, and like I've had that experience where I've been really pissed off. I know I needed to get scenes done, but I've also noticed how shitty my writing is when I'm in a bad mood. So it's like trying to fight that, well, this is just going to be a piece of shit anyway, so why do it in the first place? But forward momentum is forward momentum, and you need to do what you can to keep it going.
And I know you said this earlier, like, you know, it's hard to get going, but once you've made yourself right, usually you feel better afterwards.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with that.
Yeah, no, it's like that with anything that you've associated with fun, I've noticed. Like, I've been teaching my boyfriend how to dance because the convention that we work at the next year's theme is going to be video games, and he's a huge gamer nerd, so now, of course, he wants to do a Viennese Waltz demo. But now that I'm dancing on a regular basis again, it feels really, really good, and it's helping with my own health. So that's another thing, and that's actually another distraction, is when your health goes downhill, it can block all sorts of creativity.
Yeah.
Much less sentence structure of spoken word.
Oh yeah, much less energy to actually pick up a pen or
Get out of bed.
Or anything like that. So I mean,
yeah, it can be extremely difficult to get over any sort of health-related distraction, and I've got a few, as you may know. So there's that.
how do you deal with that? You know, like, because I know you have.
Okay, so for me, I have a lot of conditions that conflict with each other. Like, I've got ulcerative colitis, as you guys know, or you do if you watch the one shit-talking episode that I've done. I have chondromalacia in my right knee, which is bad cartilage. I have dermatographia, which means I'm one of the few people who's legitimately allergic to running, because I'll go into anaphylaxis and pass out. And I've got a lot of chronic pain issues because I've literally screwed up every major joint in my body except my left elbow. So for me, like, especially if I get a migraine or something like that, it's really, 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 really tough to actually, like, try to do anything except lay down on an ice pack and have something on in the background. But there are times when, like, in book 1, there's a very particular section of the book where Kylara is in a lot of pain, and Tarek is in a lot of pain. All of that I have them go through, I have experienced in some form. Like, I haven't had my ribs ripped open, but I have strained all of the intercostals, that's all the muscles in my right side. So I've applied my personal experience and how painful that can be to my writing, and I try to sort of keep that up. And, like, in book 2, when they wake up in the new reality, like, you may have noticed the migraine that happens.
I was like, I've had migraines.
It's like, I know what that feels like!
Yeah.
So, finding ways to incorporate the pain that I've experienced, and, like, even the repetitive bleeding thing that Kylara goes through in book 2, like, that's my main symptom for when I'm having a flare. But it's not out through my stomach, out through other holes.
Now, have you ever been able to, like, write as you were in pain? Is that possible?
Depending on the pain I have, like, I can't write with a migraine. I
was about to say I never write with migraines. I just lie down and hope I don't get sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
For me, the migraines stem from a misfiring nerve in my left shoulder. So that's fun. And really the only way to get rid of it is to either take my pain control medication, which I hate, or go to sleep on an ice pack.
That's what I do.
Yeah! Plus, then the ice pack drops your core temperature faster, so you can go to sleep faster.
Yeah. I love ice packs.
But, like, if any of my joints are hurting, I've been able to write, because it's like, well, I can't go dance, so I guess I'll write. And, like, I've sort of been forced to write when I've had really bad abdominal pain from the ulcerative colitis, because our super favorite teacher ever,
Oh, yeah.
for like 2/3 of that semester, I felt like I had the Witch King's Morning Star, like, shoved under my ribs. And it, for some reason, always decided to act up when I was about to go into his class. Stress is not a factor, my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I've figured out ways to move on with it, but, like, if my wrists are damaged for any reason whatsoever, then I have to put it in a brace, and I can't even type correctly because of where the stupid
Right.
Yeah.
bar thingy in the brace is located, so I can't, like, and limited wrist mobility makes it a lot harder, so it's a lot more frustrating. But there are times when I can do it, and there are times that I'm too fed up and I can't deal with it.
Right. Well, I think that's good to know for any writers out there who go through similar things with pain or experience constant or chronic pain of any kind.
Yeah.
How you get through it. How you keep up your writing.
Yeah. And
Good tips.
again, depending on the kind of pain, sitting down to write can actually act as a numbing agent, so you can ignore the pain for a while. Like, there was a point last summer while we were doing the remodel of my dad's bathroom that we had successfully moved the table saw, which has been around the house longer than I have. It's cast iron, that thing is held up. Went to check where the nearest outlet was not quite paying attention, stepped backward, and completely twisted my ankle. Spent the rest of the day writing. But, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I'll strap the ankle brace on, I'll wrap it in ice, I will keep it up, and I will write. Done. But pain can still be a huge distraction.
Yeah. Alright. I guess we could talk about some more lighthearted distractions.
Yes.
For me, distractions tend to come in the form of the internet.
Most often, yes.
Most often, Facebook, Pinterest, emails, YouTube is a massive one lately. And even just movies and shows, although you can count that as research sometimes.
Well, you can justify it as research.
You can justify it as research, but don't always use that excuse.
Yeah, you do actually have to get some writing done.
Yeah. And then other forms are a little bit more productive, like cleaning. For me, sometimes if I have a messy house, or apartment I should say.
Yeah, it's domicile, whatever.
Yeah, and sometimes I can't write because of the clutter.
Yeah, it's too distracting.
It's just too distracting, so I'll just go and clean. Or if I'm trying to avoid writing something that's hard, I'll do that.
Like if you have to write a death scene like we were talking about a couple weeks
I'll
ago.
clean instead. I'll be like, I had to do those dishes over there, and I had to clean the bathroom, which I hate doing.
Yes.
And
oh shit, I still have to clean my bathroom.
you guys know I love you when I clean my bathroom for you.
Yes. Yeah, like there's those. Do you want to jump in?
I was about to be like, internet!
Yeah, the internet is for distraction.
I basically, or like I go out and say, I'm gonna sit down and write now. And then I don't sit down and write, and I'll either just like open and close the document like,
a million times.
Yeah, and like not really do anything.
Yeah.
But mainly for me, it's the internet, or if somebody's like, come do this.
XYZ.
Yeah. Or you forgot to clean the bathroom before when you were when you were writing, so come clean the bathroom now, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's especially annoying when that happens when you're like on the edge of being on a roll.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Or you're like, I'm finally not going to be distracted and write, and then you have to go do something else.
Yeah.
I hate it when I'm really in the mood to write and I'm in like my bedroom or something, and then Daniel walks in and I'm like,
well, now you fucked it up.
no offense to him or anything. I love
Yeah, I mean, clearly you love him. You're marrying the guy.
Yeah, but it's just because it's such a solitary thing, and then anything could just like he opens the door and walks in, falls asleep on the bed, and you're just like, well. Should I keep going or?
I'll actually have the same issue with Michael.
Yeah.
Because like I'll tell him that I'm sitting down specifically to write, and I'll have like something that he wants to watch on the desktop, so that like I'm trying to tune it out so I can write. But then he'll also be scrolling through his phone, and then he'll start laughing at something on his phone, or just randomly say like one word out loud, and just like. Are you kidding me right now?
Like, I forgot what the sentence I was writing.
And like, I'm one word away from finishing the sentence, and it was the perfect word, and now it's gone.
Yeah. specifically.
Yeah, but like for me, like with family and friends, because those are the sort of next two tiers under the internet. Like I'm fairly lucky that my entire family is introverted, so Michael's the big distraction at home. But like any major event has been planned out for at least a month, so that like I'm prepared, I know it's happening. But like the same thing with friends, I'll like have at least a week ahead notice, and then I'll be able to like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I won't even try to write this morning. We're good.
Yeah.
I thought I should have gotten some writing done this morning.
I should have too. I didn't.
Yeah, that's probably what you should have been doing.
That's what I should have been doing instead of running errands.
Extremely productive either way, though. But
Because for some reason I woke up at like 4:30 this morning, so I ran like 5 errands, made breakfast, and texted a friend like all morning. And it was just like, yeah, but
so maybe.
I was just gonna say, I just try. Usually it's because my mom is like, clean this, or do you want that? You know, something. I just try and do it as quickly as possible, and then I go back to my room. Then once I move out, I won't have that issue.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna have worse
Might.
than that later.
Might.
I might. Yeah, you're right.
It won't be necessarily, can you clean this, but it'll be like, can you, especially if you live close enough to your parents, like I do, I mean, you get distracted because like your mom will call you a million times and, you know, ask you to pick up something
Or someone.
or, you know, ask you to like watch the house or the dog or something like this weekend or whatever.
And of course both of them have like really, really absurdly cute, energetic dogs.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there going like, well, I could just write and keep an eye on the dog. No.
No.
Because Piper will demand attention and
Yeah.
Ray is just too damn cute to ignore.
She'll bark. She'll be like, I need a cuddle. I'm gonna be like, okay.
Piper will want to cuddle, and she'll want to play fetch for hours, and she'll want to go on walks, and she'll need them. So pets can be another distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But on the other hand, like, unfortunately, the internet is both a distraction and an ally.
Yeah,
So finding the balance between the two is really tough. Like,
I did get distracted when I'm trying to research something.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I'll go on there, and next thing I know, I'll be like ankle deep in research, and I'm like, well, I meant to write a chapter or a scene today, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, because Wikipedia is a black hole.
Yeah.
And so much.
But I
and Pinterest is a black hole.
I did change like half of my people's names and their powers, and you know, I added a new creature
And took away 5 others.
yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of trap you can fall into if you do over research like that.
Yeah, and like there are methods to get around that, like putting like the square brackets so you don't confuse them with the normal brackets that you like the parentheses.
That's
And
what I do.
like make note of like do research on this later.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And like I've found a couple of like links to things like military and royalty ranks and like the hierarchy and everything that just list them in order. Just like, yes, that's what I needed. I can just glance at this and move on. But then there's things like, this character's name is driving me insane.
Yeah.
5 hours later on Behind the Name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I found 6 of them and none of them work.
Yeah.
What I found I have to do is, depending on like my mood, but if I'm like upset at all, or I'm not like, I'm really excited to write today, let me go do this, I have to do a balance between the internet and writing. Because if I say, okay, no internet, then I'll just go on the internet
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
But if I'm like talking to a friend while I write, I'm actually pretty productive. But it just depends.
Yeah, it really does depend on the situation, and mood can be the biggest pain in the ass to try to regulate when you're
Yeah.
writing. Because as a writer, there is a certain amount of detachment from the story you're telling, because you have to tell the story, which is why we keep joking that you're going to have the worst time writing character deaths.
God, yeah.
Because she's going to call both of us going like, I can't do it!
Why am I killing them again? I told you why, but I don't remember, and I think I want to change it. Do you think I'm doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the Betonian universe. And that can be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
But there has to be that detachment, which means you can't necessarily feel quite the mood that you're trying to write. But you have to be able to, like, at least have, like, a quick sip of that mood, or if that makes any sense.
Like, convey it.
Yeah, you have to be able to convey it without succumbing to it entirely.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to succumb to, like, romantic feelings too much, because then you're just going to be writing sappy crap.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be delving into the anger center very much, because then you're going to end up taking it out on the people you love, and that's not good.
Yeah. No.
And nobody wants to feel grief, ever.
No.
So it's a really tough balance, and it's very distracting. So bring it on back to the main point of this one.
Yeah.
But
So, how should we talk about, like, how we can combat distractions?
yeah.
No, I don't have any.
Then why did you bring it up?
Because I want to know what you guys think.
Really, when it comes down to it, none of us have anything.
Oh my god, okay. So, what Marie just brought up is that, like, we should probably discuss, like, how we can combat these distractions. And there's one or two little things that I know I tend to do, especially if I'm working on my laptop, is I have a little button that turns off the wireless internet, so I can't go on the net. But then inevitably, of course, it's like, I just need to know this one thing.
Yeah.
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 And I'll do that. I'll sort of do a chapter outline, or try to figure out the other scenes that need to get done, see if one of them would be more interesting to write. Just something to keep me coming back in and actually finishing the damn job.
Yeah.
Because I'm so close to finishing book 2, but I still don't feel like it's going to be done this year. So mad. But how about you?
Well, I think what it comes down to is you have to actually be, like, self-disciplined enough to, like, not go on the internet. So, and I don't bother with turning it off, because I'm like, I could just click it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, though it probably would be helpful, because then you'd have to do an extra step to click it back on.
Yeah.
But I use an app called Forest, and it just means that, like, a little tree grows for, like, a set amount of time, and if you touch your phone at all, then your tree dies. Which you could just be like, I don't care, I'm just gonna.
It's a digital tree.
It's a digital tree, I
fuck.
don't care. But I find if I work in, like, 10-minute blocks and stay totally focused, I get a lot done. And it feels less scary than being like, I have to finish this whole chapter by today, even though that's how I think of it, or scene, or whatever.
Yeah.
What else do? I feel like I have more. I kind of try to make sure I have water and snacks nearby, so I can't be like, oh, I need to go make an omelet. Let me just
like
not write forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, but I really want this overcomplicated snack that's
Yeah.
gonna take an hour and a half to make.
exactly. And I really need to make it today, so
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna write. I try to also remember that I do love writing, even though it's really frustrating. Or even write something else, or I try to leave my house and go somewhere else new, hopefully somewhere I've never been before, but usually I'm too lazy.
Yeah.
Or I try to, handwriting really always helps me, because there's no internet when you handwrite.
That's a
Even
good
though you
point.
could open up the internet, but if you, like, put everything in a different room. I also bought, like, it's called an Alpha Smart, which is just like a word processor that can't connect to the internet, and you just type on it. So if you don't feel like handwriting, there you go.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm pretty unsuccessful actually at not being distracted. So someone with more self, or I try to make it a game.
Yeah, like, I know you posted on our prep group, like, the fighter's block thing.
Yeah.
There's that, and then there was another program that
Ride
you
or
mentioned.
Die.
Yeah, that one.
Which you can go really hardcore with that.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I'm too scared.
Yeah.
I've been sort of playing around with that Ride or Die.
It's fun.
I'm usually too tired and pissed off after work to even think about
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, I need a new job. But, yeah, but you do end up having to really think about what's going to work best for you. Because, again, like, all three of us write in the same genre. We're planning a 3-way canonized crossover. But we're still wildly different people writing wildly different stories, so we do have to kind of figure out what the best way to move beyond the distractions is. Because that's gotta be what works more often than not. And I think that's about it for this episode of the Writer's Inquisition. I'm Carol Benton,
Marie Allen?
I'm EmRose Lee.
and we'll see you next time.